California just hit a median home price of $783,000, according to the California Association of Realtors. That number makes most people think homeownership in the Golden State is impossible unless you're a tech executive or won the lottery. But here's what the headlines won't tell you. Right now, you can buy a 3-bedroom house in California for under $300,000. Not a shack. Not in the middle of nowhere. Actual homes in real communities with schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. The catch? You have to know where to look. These 10 cities represent the most affordable entry points into California homeownership in 2024, and some of them are seeing investment and growth that could make early buyers very happy they got in when they did. We're counting down from number 10 to the absolute cheapest place you can buy right now. Trona sits in the Searles Valley, about 170 miles northeast of Los Angeles. The median home price here is roughly $95,000, according to recent Zillow data. You read that right. Under 6 figures in California. This is a former mining town with about 1,800 residents, and it carries all the characteristics of desert living. The landscape is stark. Think wide open spaces, minimal vegetation, and mountains in the distance that turn purple at sunset. The town grew around Searles Lake, a dry lake bed that still produces minerals and chemicals. Here's the reality. Trona is isolated. The nearest major shopping is in Ridgecrest, about 25 miles away. Summer temperatures regularly exceed 100 degrees, but for someone willing to embrace remote living, possibly working remotely, or looking for an affordable foothold in California, the price point can't be beaten. The housing stock includes small ranch homes from the 1950s and 60s, many needing updates. You're looking at properties in the $70,000 to $120,000 range depending on condition. The local school district serves K-12, and there's basic infrastructure but limited amenities. Trona isn't for everyone, but if you're serious about California ownership and can handle isolation and heat, this is an actual option where your dollars stretch further than almost anywhere else in the state. Clear Lake sits on the shores of Clear Lake, the largest natural freshwater lake entirely within California. Median home prices here hover around $235,000 based on Redfin's latest numbers. That's roughly 70% below the state median. The city has about 15,000 residents and offers something Trona doesn't: water recreation. Clear Lake draws fishing enthusiasts, boaters, and people who want lakefront or lakeview properties without the million-dollar price tags you'd see at Tahoe. Drive through Clear Lake and you'll see a mix of older manufactured homes, 1960s ranch houses, and some newer construction. Lakefront properties command premiums, but you can still find them in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, unthinkable for waterfront elsewhere in California. The challenges here are real. Lake County has struggled with unemployment rates higher than the state average. The region has also faced wildfire risk, with the 2015 Valley Fire destroying hundreds of homes in nearby communities. Property insurance can be more expensive and harder to obtain. But here's what's changing. Remote workers are discovering the area. According to Lake County News reporting from early 2024, real estate agents have noted increased interest from Bay Area residents cashing out of expensive markets and buying here outright. A $235,000 median means many buyers can avoid massive mortgages. The town has basic services: grocery stores, medical facilities, schools. It's about 2 hours from Sacramento and 90 minutes from the Bay Area on a good traffic day. For someone prioritizing affordability and natural beauty over urban amenities, Clear Lake delivers. Susanville, the county seat of Lassen County, sits in California's northeastern corner with a population around 16,000. The median home price is approximately $245,000 according to recent market data. This is high desert and mountain country. Susanville sits at about 4,200 feet elevation, which means actual seasons: cold winters with snow, warm summers, and brilliant fall colors. The town is near Lassen Volcanic National Park, Eagle Lake, a premier trout fishery, and extensive national forest land. The housing market here includes solid single-family homes from various decades. You'll find 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses in the $200,000 to $280,000 range. The construction is generally built for weather. These aren't the flimsy California builds you might see in temperate zones. Susanville's economy has historically leaned on 2 state prisons in the area, but recent years have seen prison downsizing, which has impacted the local economy. The unemployment rate has run higher than the state average, but the cost of living is dramatically lower too. Property taxes on a $245,000 home run, roughly $2,500 to $3,000 annually, compared to $8,000 plus on similar priced properties in coastal areas. The community has good schools, a small hospital, shopping basics, and a genuine small-town feel. Main Street has local businesses, not chain stores. People know their neighbors. For outdoor enthusiasts, the access to recreation is exceptional. Hiking, fishing, hunting, snowmobiling, and camping all within minutes. The trade-off is remoteness. Redding is about 90 miles west, Reno about 85 miles east. This is rural California, but it's affordable California with 4-season beauty. El Centro sits in the Imperial Valley right near the Mexican border, about 110 miles east of San Diego. The median home price is roughly $285,000 per Zillow's current data. This is desert agriculture country. The Imperial Valley produces a staggering amount of vegetables during winter months when most of the country can't grow anything. The economy here runs on agriculture, cross-border commerce, and government jobs. The population sits around 44,000, making this the largest city on our list so far. That means actual urban amenities, shopping centers, chain restaurants, movie theaters, a hospital, and school districts with multiple campuses. Housing stock is diverse. You'll find newer subdivisions built in the 2000s with 3- and 4-bedroom homes in the $250,000 to $350,000 range. Older neighborhoods from the 1960s and 70s offer smaller homes at lower prices. Some properties include extra land, garages, or RV parking, common in this region, where people own toys and work vehicles. The challenge everyone mentions first: heat. El Centro regularly appears on lists of America's hottest cities. Summer temperatures above 110 degrees are routine. Air conditioning isn't optional, but locals point out that December through March offers perfect weather, and many winter visitors from colder states spend those months here. The proximity to Mexico adds dimension. Mexicali, a city of about 1 million, is roughly 10 miles south. Cross-border shopping, dining, and medical care are common. Some retirees here stretch their dollars by combining affordable U.S. housing with even cheaper Mexican services. El Centro won't appeal to everyone, but for heat-tolerant buyers who want a real city at an affordable price, this Imperial Valley hub delivers. California City sits in the Mojave Desert, about 100 miles north of Los Angeles. The median home price is approximately $255,000 based on recent sales data. Here's the fascinating backstory. California City was planned in the 1950s to become California's next great metropolis. A developer laid out a massive street grid covering about 200 square miles, which would make it one of the largest cities by area in the state. The dream never materialized. Today, only a fraction of that grid is developed, creating one of the strangest municipal footprints in America: paved streets running through empty desert to nowhere. The actual developed portion has roughly 14,000 residents. The housing includes tract homes from various decades, with the majority being single-story ranch style. You can find 3-bedroom homes in good condition for $230,000 to $280,000. The economy centers on nearby Edwards Air Force Base, which employs thousands of people in aerospace testing and development. Many California City residents commute to Edwards or to larger employers in Lancaster and Palmdale, about 30 to 40 miles away. The community has seen recent growth, according to census estimates. Remote work has made the area more viable for people who don't need to commute daily. The appeal is straightforward: newer homes, low prices, clear air, and proximity to Los Angeles without Los Angeles prices or traffic. Challenges include the desert environment, hot summers, wind, minimal natural vegetation, and limited local employment outside the aerospace sector. But the town has shopping basics, schools, parks, and a small-town atmosphere. The nearby Mojave Air and Spaceport adds a unique element with occasional rocket launches and aircraft testing visible from town. For aerospace workers or remote employees who want maximum house for minimum money within reasonable distance of LA, California City has become an increasingly popular option. Adelanto is located in San Bernardino County's high desert, about 85 miles northeast of Los Angeles. The median home price currently sits at approximately $315,000 according to Redfin data. This city of roughly 38,000 has experienced significant turbulence over the past decade. Adelanto became briefly famous for embracing cannabis businesses when California legalized marijuana, hoping the tax revenue would solve budget problems. That experiment produced mixed results, with some businesses thriving while others faced regulatory challenges. The housing market here offers legitimate value. You'll find 3-bedroom homes with 2-car garages built in the 1990s and 2000s in the $280,000 to $350,000 range. Some neighborhoods have newer construction with energy-efficient features, community parks, and desert landscaping. Location is Adelanto's biggest advantage. Victorville, a larger city with extensive shopping and services, is right next door. Ontario and its major airport are about 45 miles south. Even Los Angeles is theoretically commutable, though that's a rough daily drive. But for people working in the Inland Empire or who make occasional trips to LA, Adelanto's position works. The high desert climate brings hot summers and cool winters, but not the extreme heat of lower desert areas. The elevation provides some temperature relief. Recent development has added shopping, restaurants, and services. George Air Force Base, now closed as a military installation, has been repurposed for industrial and logistics use, creating local jobs. Amazon and other distribution companies have discovered the high desert's affordable land and highway access. The area carries some baggage: past city government controversies, crime concerns in certain neighborhoods, and the boom-bust development cycles that plague desert communities. But current buyers report that things are stabilizing. School ratings have improved in several districts, and the newest subdivisions attract young families priced out of Orange County and western San Bernardino County. For someone willing to live in desert country but wanting modern housing and LA proximity, Adelanto's price point deserves consideration. Ridgecrest sits in the Indian Wells Valley of the Mojave Desert, about 150 miles north of Los Angeles. The median home price is roughly $285,000 based on current market data. This city of about 29,000 people exists primarily because of Naval Air Weapons Station China Lake, one of the largest military installations in the world by land area. China Lake employs thousands of civilians and military personnel in weapons research and development. That government employment provides economic stability rare in small desert towns. The housing market offers solid value. 3-bedroom homes in established neighborhoods run $250,000 to $320,000. The building stock includes homes from the 1950s through recent construction. Many properties feature RV parking, larger lots, and desert landscaping requiring minimal water. Ridgecrest experienced significant earthquake activity in 2019, with a 7.1 magnitude quake causing damage throughout the region. That event affected home prices temporarily, but the market has largely recovered. Buyers should verify that properties have been inspected and any earthquake damage properly repaired. The town has good infrastructure for its size: grocery stores, restaurants, a regional medical center, and school districts that serve military families accustomed to quality education. Ridgecrest also has a small college, Cerro Cozo Community College, providing educational access. The outdoor recreation rivals anywhere in California. Death Valley National Park is about an hour north. The Sierra Nevada mountains and Mount Whitney are accessible to the west. The Bureau of Land Management oversees vast desert areas perfect for off-roading, rockhounding, and solitude. The challenges are familiar desert issues: isolation, heat, and limited cultural amenities. But for someone connected to China Lake employment or retirees seeking affordability with outdoor access, Ridgecrest offers a stable small city environment at prices unthinkable in most of California. Desert Hot Springs sits in Riverside County, directly north of Palm Springs. The median home price is approximately $350,000 according to recent Zillow data. Wait, $350,000 makes the top 3 cheapest places? Yes, because you're 5 miles from Palm Springs, where the median is over $600,000. And you're in the Coachella Valley with its natural hot springs, year-round sunshine, and genuine resort town atmosphere. Desert Hot Springs has about 32,000 residents and sits at the northern end of the valley at slightly higher elevation than Palm Springs. That elevation difference means slightly cooler temperatures and, more importantly, access to the underground hot springs that give the city its name. Numerous spas and small resorts dot the landscape, catering to wellness tourism. The housing market has improved dramatically over the past decade. Older mobile home parks and rundown properties are being replaced or renovated. New construction has added modern homes in the $380,000 to $480,000 range. Established neighborhoods offer 1960s and 70s homes that buyers renovate, taking advantage of mid-century modern desert architecture that's become fashionable. The location provides access to everything the Coachella Valley offers: Joshua Tree National Park, world-class golf, the aerial tramway, Palm Springs restaurants and culture, at substantially lower prices. Commuting to Palm Springs for work takes about 15 minutes. The city has faced challenges, including past financial problems and crime rates higher than neighboring communities. But recent city leadership has focused on improvements. According to reporting from the Desert Sun in late 2023, code enforcement has ramped up, blighted properties have been addressed, and new business development is changing the city's trajectory. For buyers who want the Southern California desert lifestyle without Palm Springs prices, Desert Hot Springs represents significant value. You're not in the cheap seats here. You're in the same theater at half price. 29 Palms sits in San Bernardino County near Joshua Tree National Park. The median home price is approximately $270,000 based on current listings and sales data. This community of about 27,000 centers on the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center, a massive base covering over 900 square miles where Marines train for desert warfare. That military presence drives the local economy and creates housing demand. The town's housing includes everything from older ranch homes in the $200,000 range to newer construction around $320,000. Many properties cater to military families with 3 to 4 bedrooms, garages, and yards. The rental market is strong due to constant turnover of military personnel, making this area interesting for buy-and-hold investors. But 29 Palms offers something beyond military affordability. It's the northern gateway to Joshua Tree National Park. The quirky artistic community that's developed here attracts musicians, artists, and desert enthusiasts. Small galleries, vintage shops, and independent restaurants line the historic highway. The natural setting is spectacular. Giant rock formations, endless desert vistas, and those iconic Joshua trees create a landscape unlike anywhere else. Outdoor recreation includes rock climbing, hiking, stargazing, and photography. The night skies here rank among the darkest in Southern California. The community has basic services, grocery stores, schools, a hospital, and sits about 140 miles east of Los Angeles and 50 miles north of Palm Springs. It's remote, but not impossibly so. The military presence brings stability and challenges. The base economy means consistent housing demand, but also means some neighbors are temporary. The sound of artillery practice is routine, but for people who embrace the desert lifestyle, appreciate natural beauty, and want affordability near one of America's most iconic national parks, 29 Palms delivers exceptional value. Barstow takes the top spot with a median home price of approximately $250,000, but it earns this ranking for more than just low cost. This city of roughly 25,000 sits where Interstate 15 and Interstate 40 intersect in the Mojave Desert, about 120 miles northeast of Los Angeles. That crossroads position has defined Barstow since the days of the old Spanish Trail. Today, it defines the city's economic opportunity. The logistics and transportation sector has discovered Barstow. Major distribution centers have opened, drawn by affordable land, highway access, and proximity to Southern California's massive consumer markets without Southern California's costs. According to the daily press reporting from 2023, several large employers have expanded operations in Barstow, creating jobs in warehousing and transportation. The housing market offers genuine value. Three-bedroom homes in established neighborhoods run $220,000 to $280,000. Some properties include larger lots, RV parking, and workshop space. Newer subdivisions have added modern construction in the $300,000 range, still dramatically below comparable new homes closer to LA. Barstow has full city services, multiple school districts, a community college, shopping centers, and chain restaurants. It feels like a real town, not an outpost. Main Street retains some Route 66 character, with vintage buildings and railroad history on display. The Marine Corps logistics base Barstow provides stable government employment. The nearby Fort Irwin Army Base adds more military presence. Combined with growing logistics sector jobs, the employment picture has improved. Challenges include desert climate extremes, distance from major cities, and some neighborhoods affected by poverty and crime. But other neighborhoods are quiet, clean, and family-oriented. Here's why Barstow claims the #1 spot. The combination of affordability, actual employment opportunities, improving economic trends, and reasonable access to Los Angeles creates a complete package. You're not just buying cheap property in the middle of nowhere. You're buying into a working city with growth potential at prices that let you own rather than rent. For first-time buyers, people priced out of coastal markets, or investors seeking cash flow properties, Barstow represents California homeownership at attainable prices. These 10 cities won't appear in glossy California tourism brochures. You won't find beach views or redwood forests, but they offer something increasingly rare: the actual ability to buy a home in California without inheriting wealth or making a Silicon Valley salary. Each community has trade-offs: heat, isolation, economic challenges, but each also has genuine appeal for the right buyer. Which of these communities surprised you most? Are you considering any of them, or do you know hidden affordable spots we missed? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this breakdown valuable, subscribe for more real estate analysis that goes beyond the headlines. The California housing market is changing faster than most people realize, and knowing where the opportunities are can make all the difference.